Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is T and I like to play The Sims. Today we are renovating in Oasis Springs, the Agave Abode, or Agave, whatever. This cute little house in Oasis Springs that looks more like a Spanish style little, I would like to say villa, but that is not a villa. But yeah, I thought I'll do a quick renovation, and I gave it, in the end you'll see I gave it a more modern look. I thought maybe a cute little small bachelor pad would be great for this build, and as always I try to save more money by just just swapping out the expensive steps and windows, and definitely the doors. I don't know why, but anytime there's a Maxis build, or EA build, I guess it's the better way these days. Every time there's an EA build, those doors are expensive, and I don't know why, but hey, good for me. I can always save a little bit of simoleons whenever I swap them out for more affordable ones. Yeah, we also add a new style of roof to make it look a little bit more modern and less Spanish styled villa, and gave it I think the color of it is pretty similar, it's more of a tan look, kind of blending in with the surroundings and the desert style of this world. I don't really play a lot with Oasis Springs or in Oasis Springs. And to be honest, I don't play a lot with all of those worlds that don't really have 4 seasons, because I just love having snow in the game. I love having rain in the game, and spring, and just having all 4 seasons. And obviously it gets cold and it does rain in Oasis Springs, but there is no snow. And to me, it's just weird having Christmas with no snow. I do know that there's people in this world that have summer during Christmas, and that is great, but to me, I'm just not used to that. I need snow. I need it to be cold whenever it's Christmas and December and winter. Yeah, but here I was just just playing around with the house a little bit. I ended up having the look like this, so 2 roofs that are opposite kind of to one another, the same roof but just one was the other way around. Putting out some columns here to give it a more realistic look, because otherwise that was my bottle. Otherwise it would just look like the roof is just kind of floating, and it just looks weird. And then we go in and demolish everything. I just have a good look. It's also very dark on the inside, with those rusty red and green colors, and we get rid of that as well. And while I was playing, I thought, you know what, I didn't really have an idea of who's gonna live in there in the beginning, but then I kind of got into the idea of let's make this a bachelor pad, turn this into like a house where a single male sim is gonna live in. And then eventually I was like, you know what, maybe it's a streamer, an up-and-coming YouTuber, somebody that's trying to make money with whatever video games they like to play. And I just kind of got that idea while I was playing with the layout of the house, and I just went with it. So that means we spent quite a bit of money. I mean, not a lot of money, but we spent quite a little bit of money for the streaming room, which is the office. But I thought it's worth it. And he doesn't have I'm moving in a sim later, and they don't have a streaming computer, because I know streaming and the computers in the Sims is different, but I just gave him a regular computer to maybe up his video game skills, and then later on, whenever you make money one way or another, you can, if you download that build, you can add the streaming station, because that is quite expensive. And here I kind of didn't want to do a total open plan like I always do, but I also didn't want to have a kitchen and dining area that is completely cut off and, like 4 walls around it, but, just still open-ish, but clearly divided. So I played around a bit and ended up using those windows from, I'm not quite sure, I think they might be from the, I don't know what expansion pack it is. I have to look it up. But I just thought that gives it an more interesting look. And then just a little couch area, a little lounge area, and then obviously his bedroom. Just with the placement furniture to see if the space I'm giving to each room and area is gonna be enough for the Sims to get around, because we don't want them to get stuck. I had a recent build that I uploaded and everything, and then I played with it afterwards and realized it's not working. So I apologize if you've downloaded that and it's not working. It's I think it was a pink house, the pink and yellow house. It's a 2-story house where the stairs were a bit unusable because there was an object in the way. But anywho, I fixed it and I probably should upload it. I also need to upload this to the gallery. I'm very bad at that. So I will do that later, but now we are furnishing the gaming room with just a laptop and, just a simple setup. And they have to start somewhere. And they are obviously a huge gaming fan. They have gaming posters. And it's all from I think it's called the Cozy Gamer Pack from Little Simsy. It's a creator pack. It's not even a pack, it's a kit actually. That came out quite a while ago, I think, because the latest kits were the bathroom and some kind of clothing kit. I'm not really into the clothing kits or just, outfit kits, but any time of furnishing or like gameplay kind of kit, although I gotta say I have not gotten the Bust the Dust kit yet with the dust bunnies, because I feel like it's still out of this world how fast you can make money with dust bunnies, so I don't really need that. So yeah, we just furnish it very simple with a few game posters and all kinds of little trinkets from the Cozy Gaming kit. And we put, I don't know why, but I don't put a lot of clocks in my builds, but I thought this one needed this crazy almost neon looking one just because all the streamers, not all of them but a lot of them, have like designated or dedicated backgrounds that they curate just for their streaming, and I thought he will have that. And here I was playing around with the dining area and just decided it was kind of hard for me to have that more masculine, just not even masculine, but just imagine a guy living by himself. So that's kind of the vibe I was trying to get actually. So we just go with simple furnishing, simple furniture. We have a simple kitchen, and I also had to watch the money because the gaming room was quite pricey, and we already are at almost 15,000 simoleons, and we have no lounge room and no bed and no appliances yet. And I wanted to keep it under 20,000, and it is under 20,000. I think whenever you move into it with 20,000 simoleons, you have like 800 left. So it is a starter home. It's just you don't have a lot of money left for it, or whenever you buy it. And here I first thought maybe we should put some cupboards up, but then again, money issue, already at over 17,000. I was like, you know what? Let's just wait and see how far we can stretch the rest of the money that we have, and let's go back to that later. Let's circle back later. But we never circled back. Spoiler, we couldn't afford it. Here we have a little lounge area, and I was, just trying to have very simple, straightforward furniture. I had a hard time picking a couch that I really liked for this particular build, because usually my go-to couch is from the Cozy Book Nook kit, and I didn't feel like that was the kind of vibe and style that the sim that lives here is going for. So I couldn't have my lovely little cozy couch. Also, everything else kind of felt too rustic or was too expensive. So I just ended up with, I think it's even just a base game one, and this chair and I wanted them to have a coffee table, but they are often so chunky and just big and just way too big, I feel, that I again was struggling. And then I used this one, and I don't know which pack that came from. I think it might even be the Eco Lifestyle pack. And then the classic base game TV stand, and just a small TV because the money was spent on the computer. And then I realized, oh, I also need to have the walls painted, and then I also realized I still need to place windows. So as you can see, we're already at 18,612 simoleons, so it'll be a tight budget, I'm telling you. I kept the bathrooms obviously very simple, nothing fancy, but there are 2 bathrooms in there, 2 full bathrooms. The first idea I had was that this current bathroom I'm working on is just going to be a toilet and sink, so a half bathroom, but I was able to put that shower in there, so you have 2 full bathrooms actually. And the second one is also very simple, no fancy things. I didn't use the new bathroom kit because those items are too expensive, but he's gonna work on upgrading it, I feel like, whenever his streaming and YouTube, or SimsTube I think it's called, whenever his SimsTube career is taking off and he is making money with that. And then I added my beloved, I love that little side table because it's lower and less, again, big, and I feel like it's more realistic to have this as a night stand or night table compared to most of the other side tables that they have in the game. But it's also more on the pricier side. And then some clutter. He obviously would have some discarded mugs that he has been using and all kinds of stuff. A little lamp on the side, just as a like a night lamp, I guess. I have actually one also that's a floor lamp and not a typical night lamp, which is kind of great. It's actually a hack, I'd say, because you get more space back on your nightstand. And then just as much clutter as we could afford from the debug catalog. You know, just make it look a little bit more lived in. And some flowers here. He probably got that from his sister or something as a move-in gift or something. Some rugs from the Nifty Knitting pack. And yeah, it's scarcely, or not scarcely, there's not a lot of clutter or a lot of decoration, just simply because most of the money is in this little room. But you know, whenever you download that game, you can work towards that and just have fun with it and make it your own, or you know, just expand it and just give it even more life than I was trying here with the little money that I have. And then we go on the outside also with the debug items to just save money, but you know, change the outside a little bit. But yeah, I think I'll leave it right here. Thank you for hanging out with me in this short little video, and I hope I'll see you soon in one of my next videos. Bye!